Part of the my experience, sharing my experience with you people regarding FRCPath 2 in histopathology. Today what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you or give you advices or share my experience of what I did and how I think is beneficial to spend the last few days before your exam, and what you should be doing one day before the exam and on the exam day. So these are things which kind of confuses you. I got confused when I was doing it. I didn't know what to be doing in the last 14 days before the exam. So I just thought of making this video about that. Now when you have 2 weeks left to the d-day will be the exam days. um, what the primary suggestion, the number one suggestion, is that do not learn or read anything new. Okay, that means new entities and new classifications, new things. This will just cause more confusion. You will get kind of maybe distracted. You'll be spending time in the wrong places, and then there can be things which will just stick to your mind, maybe some rare thing, and that will just stick to your mind. And then when you go and you see anything in the exam, you would think that yes, because it the last thing that you have read or studied, it'll just come up to you on your exam day, right? It happens in daily life as well. You read about something rare, and then you go and see slides on the next day, and you just think that you have made the that particular diagnosis, right? You have just seen that slide. So do not do that. Do not learn or read anything new, any entity, especially new. Okay, so yes, and you need to kind of focus on arranging the best microscope possible for you, because this has to happen now in the last 14 days or 20 days before the exam, that you have to arrange a microscope for yourself, right? Because having the bestest microscope gives you the bestest chance. So that happened with me when I gave my first exam. I took the microscope that I have at my home. It is a decent one, but it is not amazing. It's not the greatest of its kind, right? And I think that was the one of the big mistakes that I did for my exam, because the second time I got a very good microscope, and it really helped me. I would say that microscope plays a very, very important role, right? Like having a good microscope, having a good pen, these are the things, because these are the things how you're going to understand and react and make of the slides. So you need to be prepared from your side to have the best microscope at your disposal. Now how can you get it? So there was a company called Fuller Microscope. Now I am not endorsing them or anything. I'm just telling you because that is how I what that's what how I found out about it. So I found that Fuller Microscope, they rent a good microscope, a very decent microscope. They will give it to you at your doorstep, and they know that you take it for the exam, so they give you a little bit of discount. I don't remember how much they charge, but I think it's pretty decent, right? It would be pretty decent if you can. You don't have to, if especially if you're coming from another country, just for giving this exam. It is, I know it is very difficult to pack your microscope and then travel all the way till here and make sure that none of the lenses or anything gets damaged or anything, and then you have to pack them up again and then go back. So all that, you can save all that if you just contact my Full Microscope. They know that it is for the exam, so they will arrange it for you. They will give it to you for a week or something, so you can have it at your home before the exam. Look at some slides on it so that you are familiar with it, and then you can give it back to them. They will come and collect it as well. So they are good in that sense. But if you find anybody else who can rent it to you, you are of course, it depends on you what you want. But I found this particular company. The other thing that you can do is you can contact the exam supervisor. Now when the exam day comes near, the exam supervisor is going to send out some emails to you, okay, regarding the venue, regarding a few things. So once you know who your exam supervisor is, you can talk to them directly. So many a times they might be able to arrange something for you, but that is not a surety. That is something which you have to deal with them one on one. You can email them and you can find that if they can do something for you or not. All right. So for my exam, so the second one, first one I took my own microscope, but the second one I spoke to my exam supervisor, and he was very, very kind and generous. And I really want to thank Dr. Bateman for this at this moment, to give me an amazing microscope, which also had a polarizer with it, and it had all the magnifications too, including 2x and 4x and 10x and 40x and 100x. So it really, I think, helped me. It's having a 2x on your microscope. Even better is a 1x, because you get the entire what do you call it, entire thing in one go, right? You put the slide and you see the entire slide. So in this case what happens is that you do not miss on the tiny bits. Sometimes you will have a diagnosis in the tiny bit which is maybe separated away from the main thing. And this can happen especially in case of frozen sections, right? You can just have a small bit somewhere, and that may be positive, right? And you have looked at all the entire slide and you say that it's negative. So you, and if you make error like this, an error like this, you're calling something negative which is actually positive, then you actually fail your frozen section, right? So having the microscope and having the lowest magnification is very important, I would say. And 1x is better than 2x, but it is really really difficult to find. And many, very very few people have it, okay? And even if you try to buy it, I did not get it, okay? I tried my best to look it up at all the online stores and everything, but I did not get a 1x lens, all right? But 2x is, yes, pretty findable. You can get it at a lot of places. And even when you get this fuller microscope thing, they will give you a 2x as well, all right? So it is something which is really helpful for your exam, okay? And these things, these add up to your, they help you in clearing the exam, okay? So you do not take it lightly. That's why I'm giving time on discussing this, right? Because this is something really important. You need to have the best microscope, and you ideally you should have a little bit of practice. Now if you contact the exam supervisor, of course he's going to give you the microscope only um, one day before the exam. So what happens is that when you have your exams on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, on Monday evening they'll set up the place. So if you have getting a microscope of your own, you come and set it up there. You can set it up from Monday evening. If the examiner is giving you, he will get it for you and he will set it up for you. But yes, you don't get too much time to sit on that microscope, right? But if you're getting it your own, or if you're getting it from, say, a fuller microscope or something like that, of course then you can have it 1 or 2 days with it at your home and get more comfortable with it, all right? So you have to decide between the pros and cons, but I think that is the most important thing is whether you're paying for it or not, whether, because the exam supervisor is not going to take money, but and fuller microscope or other such companies are going to take money, but that is not the most important thing as of now. The most important thing is that you have to clear your exam, so you need the best microscope. So if the exam supervisor agrees, well and good. If it does not, then you go and hire the best microscope. Yes, you can get your own. It depends on you. You can ask anybody else who may be having a good one. Yeah, it depends on you how you can use your resources, right? So it depends what you're most comfortable with. And know that others may be using greater quality microscopes. So you have to save time. You have very limited time. You want to just have the bestest magnification, best lighting system in the microscope, so you do not want to waste time on this thing, which is quite doable from your side. Remember, whatever we are talking is are the things which are changeable from your side, doable from your side, okay? It requires something from your side. So we want to go fully prepared into that examination hall, and for that you need to do this, okay? Now, what else can you do in the last 14 days? You need to revise and re-revise all your notes, okay? Do not, I said, learn anything new, but whatever you have learned and you have made notes of it, okay, try to make notes of things which you don't already know, right? And just try to, so that it becomes concise, okay? And concentrated, and it is only of those things which you really keep forgetting. So when you revise and re-revise them all, so now you know everything, everything very nicely, and everything is fresh in your mind, okay? So maybe you can make tables for genetic translocations. Maybe you can, if you are not good at, maybe say for IHC or something, just make some tables and keep it with you, so that you can revise it all the time till the end, or till the last day, or whenever you want to revise it till the end. Of course you have the book called Quick Reference. Yes, definitely it helps in giving you quicker reference. I mean, you can quickly go through it and you can cover a lot of things in that book. But you can also do one more thing, that when you're going through it while you are preparing, you can actually bookmark some of the pages. If you have a hard copy of it, then of course you can maybe take notes of all the pages that you want to revise in the last days. And if you do not have a hard copy, if it's a soft copy, yes, control D, and it bookmarks the page. So then in the end of the day, you can just go through the bookmarked pages, right? So you can do all that, but stick to your notes, okay, because those are the things that you have already studied and given time to, and you do not want to forget, or you don't want to miss out of on those things on the exam day, right? Also, another point that I want to stress on is to, because the exam is what do you call it, a wholesome exam, okay, and each section is important, and each section is something which you have to clear. Do not think that I do not want to revise this, okay, especially in the last 14 days. Yes, before that, when you're doing, you can give more weightage to some things and less to some others, more time to some and less to others. Yes, that's all fine. But in the last 14 days, I would suggest to give at least some time of the day to each section of the exam, okay. So that's what I prefer doing. Say for example, I get up in the morning and I just want to revise a little bit of um, say cytology cases, okay, I would just do a little bit of review of cytology cases, then I do a little bit of frozen section, and I do a little bit of slide seeing, and then by afternoon I want to read a little bit of revise a little bit of theory for my surgicals and long cases, then I want to do a little bit of IHC or molecular along with that, and then you want to do the entire thing. OSPE maybe one condition, you just keep in your mind and you practice how to go about it, or you just do a little bit of practice for each thing, okay, for each section, okay. Do not forget any section, all of them are important, and give some time to each section. That is how I used to do it. But yes, if you wanted to if you prefer it any other way, it is up to you, of course. I'm just sharing my experiences here. So that's what I did. Now, also, a good thing is to try to take some mock exams. Now, these are not available, I don't know, to the best of my knowledge. They're only available at some times of the year. So if you get something, or if you can make your own exam, that is good. If you can just pick say 20 cases for yourself, or you can ask somebody to pick it up for you, and then you time yourself and then do it, that is good. But if you cannot do it, there will be some things available. You will have to find that out on your own. When I was going to give my exam, I heard that Pathology Online Hub is doing a mock exam of the entire exam. So, or maybe if you are doing a course, like I did a Nottingham course, in that course, there was a section of the exams, okay. So they did a cytology exam and they did a surgical exam. Now, if such things come your way, take advantage of that. If you know that you're going to give your exam in the next 15 days or 20 days, take your exam and you will know where you stand, okay. You will know what is lacking, and then you can accordingly prepare yourself, or polish yourself in the last 10-15 days, okay. Not exactly prepare, but yes, polish yourself, or focus on things which you still are lacking in. So you will get an idea. It's always good to give a mock exam before giving the final exam. You'll be used to things, you'll be used to the timings, you'll be used to getting tired. You will get a little bit of idea, right? So see if it comes your way, if it's a paid one. If it is not a paid one, if it's not available, and your exam is nearing, you can just make up a mock exam of your own, right? Just take 20 random cases, or ask somebody to pick it up for you. For surgical and for cytology, you can take 8 cases, right? Now those are things which you have to do. Yes. Now again, when you're preparing, and these are the last few days and your exams is just coming up, you can practice timed writing of your answers, okay. You have already done this. I have already stressed on this, I mean, too much, because I feel that this is very important. And I'm telling you again that in the last 10-15 days, you have to practice again timed writing, okay, because this is something which will really really help you. If you are in the habit of doing this, it will be a cakewalk for you in the exam, okay. I have given to it twice, and I know it because with my experience, because once I was not prepared and the second time I was prepared. I did all this timed writing, and it so much helps, okay. So please do not take this piece of advice lightly, all right. Just do it the timed writing of your answers, and as many previous exam papers as possible, right. When you do that, you're going to cover a lot of topics, and when you're doing the timed writing of answers, you're doing it like in an exam situation, like you're giving 8 minutes to yourself, and then you're answering it. Say for example, you get a case of medullary thyroid carcinoma, and you start writing about it, and then you maybe forget some things. Say for example, you forget mentioning about the syndromic association, so when you go through your answers in the end, you will know, okay, what all you missed. Okay, and plus of course you have for a lot of years they have given on the Leeds website, we have a lot of what do you call it, answers, and with the answers they have given points, like when they have given how much marks to the students. Okay, so when you have missed this point, we have cut the marks. When you have written this, we have given you more marks, additional marks were given for this and this. So those things will give you a very good idea of what you're going to do or what you need to add in your exam. Okay, so please do this. Give a timed writing of your answers. It You do not, your main aim is not to cover the entire 20 years or 20 papers, but your main aim is to try to understand what is the marking system or what is the in the mind of the examiner. All right, so do that practice for yourself, and you have been doing the practice since you started preparing, but in the last few days also try to cover papers, try to write answers, and when you are writing the answers, please try and match it with the answers or the solutions or the points that the examiners have made. Okay, the points that the examiners have made, like when have they cut marks, when have they given more marks. So you need to know all that, then that has to be fresh in your mind so that you can produce that on the paper. Okay, on your exam paper as well. I hope I made that point clear because it is really important. If physical slides are available, see them every day. Now, I know that not all of you will be having it. Again, as I said, if you are renting a microscope and if you have it at home, it is best to see the slides with the microscopes, okay? With that microscope which you're going to use on your final day, because you get used to, the where the light is, where the magnification is, where the fine tuning is. You will get used to it, okay? It really helps so that you're not wasting your time. So even as 1 second in the exam, during the exam time, it matters. So it's not about minutes, it's about seconds also. You want to save the maximum time, right? You do not want to waste time on finding out where the lights are, or where the whatever it is. Okay, so how do I adjust the stage and stuff like that. You want to be fully prepared. You do not want to waste time on those things during the exam. Now, of course, slides are also more important because they give you an idea of a lot of things, because seeing pictures and reading them is one thing. Even when you are listening to a lecture or whatever, even if somebody is teaching you, that is completely different. But you yourself seeing the slides, that helps a lot. And especially, I would say that for Frozen and Saito, because histology, we give our most of the time to histology. Yes, we are more familiar with it. Yes. Now again, in histology, if you're not familiar with something, say for example you're not very familiar with the special stains of liver, that happened with me. Okay, I was not very familiar with it, and then suddenly in the exam day when you get it, you are confused. Okay, please take it from me that you will get confused. You will suddenly see a speck of some color in some place, and you will be confused. You don't know whether to call it positive or whether to call it negative, and depending on that, your exam, the entire long case depends on it, right? So it is very important that you are familiar with things, especially the things that you are not so good at. uh, just try and see them more. Okay, that is why it is important to see both positive and negative, which I've been telling all along, that you need to see all the positive cases and negative cases, especially about the special stains and cytology, because sometimes you might just see some cell which is big and you might just start wondering if that is positive or negative, right? And where even in Frozen, you have to decide between positive and negative, right? And both Frozen and Cyto, they tend to sometimes give you a different picture, not of the histology, which is you're very familiar with histology, you're familiar with how the cell size should be, and suddenly if you see a big cell, it will strike, right? It'll be striking, and it will strike you and it will hit you, and you will know that, okay, this is something abnormal. But for Frozen and Cyto, it usually does not happen that way, because in Frozen section, even a small lymphocyte appears huge and bad and hyperchromatic, right? And even a neutrophil might look bad. Even inflammatory cells may look like lymphoma to you. Okay, Frozen sections are not easy if you are not familiar with it. So especially in the last few days, if you have access or if you can do it, yes, try to choose Frozen and Cyto slides. Okay, and Cyto, you have to keep it with you till the exam day. Okay, you have to go in the examination hall with your slides, and you have to see it till then, because your eyes will not get adjusted to the size, to the color, to the tones, to everything. All right, and that makes a difference when you are interpreting the slides. So frozen section inside of slides, if you can somehow get a hold of it, I think that's the best. Okay, so especially for me, I think frozen section really, it confuses you. If you're seeing it after a long time, you might just get confused. You will start seeing everything is just plastic, and everything is hyperchromatic, and everything is lymphoma, and everything looks bad, right? And when the final section appears, it's nothing but normal. So yes, try to get hold of some of those slides, and look at them and be familiar with them. Familiarize yourself, like how you know the back of your hands, right? Like they say. Now, examination eve has come, and you have your exam the next day. So, what are you going to do today? You do not overstress, all right? Now, I know this is not, it's easier said than done, because, of course, this exam has a lot of pressure. There's a lot of things at stake, right? It's an expensive exam. You do want to give you your best shot, and yes, I understand all that, but I don't know what you can do. But just try not to overstress, right? And try to be relaxed and calm, and yes, yeah, like I said, easier said than done. But you would be knowing about yourself what kind of cools you down, right? And maybe talking to somebody, or taking a stroll out in the evening, uh, it will really helps. Okay, yes, say your prayers. I firmly believe in God, and I really, really, really think that without him it was not possible for me, at least, to clear my exams. And I really think that if you believe in God, you really should say your prayers. Okay, I think it's kind of a humble act. You're trying to you kind of humble yourself, and you just leave it in his hands. Yes, you have done everything was in your hands. You did all you took all the efforts. You have done everything in the last 3 4 months, whatever. Now it is your exam day, and seriously, I would say that it is in God's hands now. So you say your prayers, and that is also one thing which you can do, and I think it really helped me, at least. Okay, now try to get a good night's sleep. Now this is something which I have written try in bold because I tried, and it doesn't really it isn't in your hands, actually, to to get calm down and to have a sleep. But try it, okay? Because it will really help you with a fresh mind when you come the next day for the exam. uh, it will help you. Yes, you'll be fresh. You will have everything in your mind, and you will be able to deal things correctly with your entire capacity, right? Now, avoid eating anything which might cause trouble. Now, why do I say that? Is because mostly you're traveling, you're not in your city, you're not at your home, you'll be eating something from outside. Just be careful for what you eat, okay? So just keep your just keep your stomach in your mind when you're having things on the last day. Revise something light in general, if at all you want to. If you are the kind of person who likes to watch a movie or something, I know people who do that on the exam night, because they do not want to stress out, and they just don't want to think about the exam anymore, okay, because it's just taking a toll on them. Then you can do go ahead with that. But I'm the kind of person who will keep revising till the end. So I choose for myself something light in general. What I mean by general is that it's like an IHC profile or something, or things which I know is for surely coming in the exam. Say, for example, if you have a cytology exam the next morning, you know that fluid is coming. So if you want to revise fluids, yes, go ahead and do it. Yes, it's going to come in the exam for sure. Please do it. Yes, you cannot make a difference. You cannot make a mistake in your fluids, because you know that that is coming in the exam, and not one, maybe two or three, right? You do not want to make a mistake in that. So if you want to revise anything, say for example what you're going to write, or what you're going to if you've forgotten anything or something about IHC or genetics or something like that, yes, you can do it. Keep it light if possible, because you don't want to over stress again. And something which might put you to sleep would also be good, because you do want to sleep, right? So, and no specific entities, a strict no, no. You cannot revise specific entities, because that will stick to your mind, and you are for sure going to see it in your exam. You're going to imagine it, and you're going to see it, and you're going to write it, okay? So no specific entities, only something which is general, and which is something which is what do you call it, nothing specific. That's all. That's a message. Now, the exam day. Okay, so you all know that the exams are conducted over a period of 2 days. That's usually Tuesdays and Wednesdays. And so Monday you would probably be traveling, or Sunday you would be traveling. Monday you can rest, and Tuesday and Wednesday is the exam, right? So the exam usually will begin in the morning, and you need to be prepared for it. Keep yourself healthy and fit. They will give you snacks and food to eat. They will give you coffee and throughout the day. Even while you're writing your exam, you can ask them to give you a cup of coffee if that is what you need. It is a very tiring exam. Please remember that thing. But you're allowed to take few things with you in the hall, okay? And you will be given time from Monday evening itself to set your table up, right? You will be given a place that will be your table, and you can set it up with whatever you feel like, right? So these are the things that you're allowed to take, and these are the things which I actually took. But remember that you do not want to keep your table too cluttered, because some things might fall off and you will get distracted while changing the slides, while shifting the slides from one desk to another, and things like that. So keep it tidy and neat and organized, and but yes, have everything whatever you would need. So when you are practicing your timed sessions, you will know how much you get tired, you will know how much you need things, or what all you need things, right? What all you need. So just to take those which you need. Yes, you can take snacks, juice, water, chocolate, whatever you feel like. They will usually tell you to not take anything which will make noise, like wrappers if you're opening them, or which is very smelly. So to try to take things which will give you instant energy, and which will not cause any trouble to anybody, or any distraction to anybody else. Okay, so yes, if you want, you can, but you're allowed. That's what I wanted to tell you, that you're allowed to take it. You will know what you want, and accordingly you take it. Okay. Now, any medicine, especially painkillers, if you are, because it's a full 2 days exam, some people who are on medication might want to have some medication, and others may want to take some painkillers. So for me, for the first exam, I did not, but for the second time when I gave the exam, both the days, during my lunchtime, I took a painkiller in advance, because you are going to write so much that you are definitely going to feel the pain. Okay, so you may, it's not a necessity, but yes, you can have it maybe if you want, instantly, not your hands do not pain a lot and things like that, you can take it. Now, pillows or back support, yes, you're sitting on the same chair for 2 days. You do that even when you're reporting, right, on your everyday. So every day when you're doing, you if you need it every single day. I mean, when you're doing your work, if you need it, if you know that about yourself, then you can take it, and you should take it for your exam day as well. You do not want to get distracted with your back pain or the neck pain at this moment. Okay. So yes, I took a pillow with myself, and I took a for the painkiller. I did take a painkiller, yes, and I also took patches for my pain, because I get pain in my neck and in my lower back, and that is why I before leaving my hotel in the morning every day, both the days, I took a patch. So you have these pain patches, heat relief pain relief patches. So when you put them you stick them on your back and your neck, and it takes care of the entire day. Okay, so it stays, it will gradually release the painkillers. I mean, I'm sure you guys know about it. So whatever, but it helps. So that's what I did. That's kind of my preparation, what I did for the exam day. So you do not want to get distracted with any such thing. Okay, like your hairs, you cannot leave them loose and be playing with them, or they coming in. You have to make sure that you are wearing comfortable clothes. Those things are not distracting you. Nothing too tight, which is kind of um, your mind, it's engaging your mind, right? So because it's kind of full 2 days, so you do not want to get distracted with any such thing. So you want to tighten all those things up, so that you are free now to focus completely on your slides and on your writing. So make place, even when you're arranging a table, make place for where you're going to write, make place for your stationery, make place for your because you will be constantly changing slides from one table to another. So just be sure that there's a place empty for the new slides to come, and for you to pass it on to the other person. So you need to do all these things. Okay, yes, you can have a timer or a stop clock with you, especially if you're used to doing it, because when you have practiced at home, and if you are following my advice, I told you to do it, I'm telling you to do it every single day, to time yourself. Now you can take that timer with you, and you can they will give you, now there will be two slides, and you will have 20 minutes for those two slides. So you can set it at 20, and then let it tick the way. Now it really helps, it might help, but anyways you will have a clock, a big clock, most probably in front of you. But if you are used to this, yes, you can take it, a stop clock, and you can time yourself. Stationery as much as you want, but especially pens, yes, because you don't even know how much you're going to write and how much you'll be needing. Yes, pens, keep a couple of them, extras of them. And color pens, sketches, pencils, yes, I don't know how much time you will have to use them all, but you do not want to, you want to, have it, and maybe you may or may not use it, but you do not want to not have it and then you want to need it. Okay, you do not want to be in that situation where you need something and you do not have it. Okay, so you can have it in a pouch, and you can keep it on one side of the table. If at all you need it, you can just take it out from there. I do not think that you will get time to do the sketches, but yes, if that's something which you want to decorate your paper in that way, yes, please go ahead and do it. Ideal thing is to do it that way. But for the IHC tables, yes, you will definitely need a scale, a ruler, and I use a pencil to draw my tables. So whatever you think is good, if you want a black pen for it, or a pencil for it, you can take that with it, and you can keep that close to you, nearer to you. A scale is something which you will keep needing again and again, because sometimes you will want to measure the too much size, and you will want to make lines on your sheet and things like that. So yes, a ruler is something which you do not want to forget. And do not take one pen but pens, because you will probably finish off one pen for sure in the 2 days. Okay. ID card, it's not something which you can or should. I mean, it is a must. They will ask you for an ID card. Usually it's a passport, because most of us are yeah, coming from outside, and we have a passport of ours already, so we can take our passports. Yes, you need to do this. You need to take this passport with you for your exam, and they will want you to take that on both days. All right. So on both the days, you have to carry your passport. Now, when you enter the Monday, when you enter the place and you set up your table, you can leave it there on Tuesday, and you can leave it there till Wednesday. And Wednesday, when everything is getting packed up, then you can finally pack it up. So for 2 days, you can have that entire place for yourself, and you can set it up as you want. If you have any other thing in your mind which you want to take, yes, you're mostly allowed to take it. They are usually very good, and they do not say no to anything. So you're allowed to take it. I said pillows and back support, but if you want something for your legs, yes, you can do that as well, because I know that legs starts hurting, and if you have anything like a leg stand or something, so that you can rest your legs on that, yes, you can do that. You can take anything. Okay, so it's basically your space for 2 days, so you can do whatever you want with it. But try to keep it tidy, try to keep it organized, so that everything is near to you, everything is close to you, and yet it's not disturbing anything, not the exam, not anybody else, right? And it is actually useful. So do not take things which you do not actually need it, because everybody has different needs, right? And yeah, that's about it. Now, other FAQs about the exam, related to exam. So you may have some questions that may be in your mind. I will just put up some of them. Now you may be thinking, how long should I prepare? Now this has no particular answers. Okay, it doesn't have a straightforward or one word answer. So but it will take time. Okay, that's for sure. It's not going to be happening in 1 month or something. It will take time. Usually, if you have given any other exam, say for example, your postgraduate exam in your country, how much time did you take to study? It will more or less be the same that you will need for this exam as well, right? Again, it depends on how much time you're giving every day. So for me, I did not have any other obligations. I did not have kids or anybody else to attend to. But many of you would be having that. You would want to give some time to your family as well, to your household as well, to cooking and cleaning as well, because 3 months you cannot leave your house and just be sitting and doing this, right? So it depends on how much time you are able to take. So it's very subjective, depends on person to person. But more or less an approximation, I would say, is that how much of a time you took for your other exams, like your post graduation exams or maybe your other entrance exams which you have given, it'll take almost the same time, right? Because there is a lot to study and there's a lot to prepare. What should I read and how should I prepare? I have tried to answer that in some detail in the previous two videos, which I made, 2 or 3 videos. And I have tried to tell you how I did it and how I think is the best way to do it. Because, okay, after giving twice the exams twice, I think That's what might help you. But yes, of course, if you have you may want to listen it from other people as well, and they will give you other useful tips as well. Okay, so I think, yeah, that's how you just try to gain knowledge, exhaust all your resources, ask from everybody, and try out the best, the ones that looks best to you, okay, that suits you the best. If this question comes to your mind, do I stand a chance in clearing this exam, you need to think that, this will come to your mind. Okay, once in a while it'll come to your mind. Know that you can do it. All right, that's the first thing. uh, Everybody can do it. It's not the aliens who are coming from another world who's cleared this exam. All right, it's students like you and me. It's meant for people who have done 3 years or 4 years or maximum of 5 years of pathology. Yes, all of us have done that, and that's why we are doing this exam. And we know things. Okay, it's not that you do not know things. It is not beyond your capacity or capability or abilities. No, it's not, like nothing like that. And when you started preparing this exam, when you started thinking about this exam, when you started thinking about maybe moving into the UK or maybe working here, whatever you think, whatever you thought, whatever your thoughts were, and then you gave your part one, right, and then you cleared it, and then you are thinking of giving your part two. So you just have to go back to that state of your mind, right? Whenever you get this doubt, whenever you start thinking that this is something which I cannot do, you really have to go back to that point in time, and you have to think why you all why did you start with this in the first instance, right? Why did you begin with this? Why did you take so much effort? And when you have come so far, the only way ahead is to just the only way to go is to move ahead, right, and not to go back. It is not going to help you if you stop now. So when you have thought about it, and you have moved ahead and you have already cleared your part one, there is no point in going back now. Okay, and there are no aliens who clear this exam. It is me and you who clear this exam. And yes, if I did it, if others can do it, yes, you can do it, right? So if you have given your, you need to prepare yourself, yes, you need to put in the effort, yes, but it's not impossible, right? You can clear it. Everybody can do it. Hmm? Yeah, we just have to prepare ourselves well. Now, should I attend any courses? This is one of the most common, I think, FAQ, frequently asked question. Yes, but my answer to it is, you might not like it. I don't know if you're going to like this answer or not, but according to me, it's good if you can or if you want to. Right? If you want to do it, yes, please do it. It's good. If you can do it, say for example, you're getting a slot and everything, and you have the means and you have the money, yes, go ahead and do it. But it is not absolutely important that you do. What I mean by this is, it is not like you are going to fail this exam, and it is not like if you attend the course you're going to pass the exam. That is no guarantee. For my first time, I did a course. I did two courses actually, and I did not clear the exam. But for the second time, I did not do any courses, and I cleared the exam. So it is not something which is a must for you. It is not like people cannot pass without this exam. But yes, if you, it depends on you basically, right? If you want to do it, and if you really think of getting an idea, and if you have, say for example, no idea of how this exam is, and you want to know things, and if you want to know some maybe um, bullet, I mean whatever, the overall idea about the exam, yes, please go ahead and do it. Yes, it's not going to harm you in any way, but it's not like you, without it you are not going to pass it. Okay, that's just something which I want you to keep in mind, that it's not impossible to clear this exam without it. All right. Now, if you attend a course, my suggestion would be to try to see as much slides as possible. Now, when I attended my courses, they were offline, but even then, we were given virtual slides to see. And yes, you really need to see them. You should see them. Try to take mock exams and give it your best shot. Now, if like the one that I attended, the Nottingham course, they had a mock exam, like I said, and take it as an exam. Right? If your course is also offering you mock exam, yes, take it like a proper exam and give it your best shot and see how much you score. Okay, it will really help you to give an idea. It will give you an idea of how you well you have prepared, and if there's anything now you can do. Yes, that's something you should do it. And if they give you any tricks and tips, then you really need to take note of those, and you really need to keep them in mind. Okay, so there were things which the Nottingham course uh, I learned during that course, and I think it helped me. I think I already shared this with you people, that somebody said that In cytology, do not think of too much. Do not think of that the examiner is trying to trick you, because the cytology exam is not exactly for tricking you. It's basically saying that how much, how much can you understand in which category you want to keep the things. Okay, that's basically the idea of cytology exam. If you want to keep it in a negative or a positive, you don't want to make a rare diagnosis or the correct diagnosis, or even a broad diagnosis is fine for cytology exam. If you say that something is malignant, that's fine, that's all right. You have guided the physician, right? Or the surgeon. Now that's all that cytology basically is for. Okay, so it's not for tricking you. The exam is not for tricking you, but how best you can guide the physician, okay, in a real life situation. So that's what somebody told me in that course, and I really thought that it really helped, because when I started giving my exam, and I thought of it for every case. I thought that, if okay, if it says that it is a lump in the breast, I'm not going to think of something extraordinary. I'm going to think of things which are in the breast, right? If it says something in the node and it gives me a history of breast cancer, I am going to think of, yes. If it's a lymph node in the axilla, I am going to think of lymphoma, yes. But if it's saying to me that she's a female and she has a history of breast cancer, I would think of a lobular carcinoma as well, right? It's not, why should I not? And if that is my if the doubt remains on the cytology slide between a lymphoma and a lobular carcinoma, that is a genuine doubt, and you can write both of them. You can say that it looks malignant. It is not something which you can take lightly. Maybe you take it out and send it for a histopathology, right? And you would want to do some, throw in some IHCs, and you will give the answer to the physician, right? That's how you'll do it in real life as well. So yes, just, it's not something which is it's not there for to trick you. Okay, cytology exams, especially the history, it will help you. So this particular line which the examiner which the teacher told me in that course, I think it helped me to give a good attitude, to give the correct attitude when dealing with cytology cases. So those kind of little bit hints and tricks and tips, you may just get them when you're doing these courses. Okay, uh, but yeah, it depends on you, how much you are willing to do this course and how many courses you want to do. Okay, so people keep on doing two or three, and most of the people, they want to do a cytology course at least, because that is a section where a lot of people fail. Yes, if you think that you're a little weak in it, or if you need a little bit more of a polishing, then you can attend a course. Now what I've heard is that when I did it, it was COVID time, and we did an online courses, and it was easy to get a place. But what I have heard is that getting a place in these courses is not easy. So again, you will have to take a call between waiting for these courses and then going for the exam, or preparing yourself and then taking an exam because of you're not getting a slot. So it all depends on you basically, right? So which courses and when, again, it depends on you. There will be a lot of courses, there are a lot of courses. What I did was that I took the one that was available online. Okay, so I did the Nottingham course. Now there will be again some which will be available online even today, but ideal thing is that, and most of them are usually offline. Okay, you go and you see the slides, and you sit with them and you learn, and then you come back. Okay, now I attended the Nottingham course, which was for surgical, and it was actually for everything. They did a section of molecular as well, they did a section for OSPE as well, they did a section for no, OSPE was not there. I'm sorry, OSPE was not there. Frozen section, molecular, long cases, small cases, cytology. Okay, all of them were there. So it was a very comprehensive and inclusive kind of a course. I liked it. I'm not here again to endorse anybody, or I'm not going to tell you that you have to do it, otherwise you're going to fail, or I'm not going to suggest anything about it. But yes, I did the course. I learned a few things. Yes, but what my idea was that, I wanted a little bit actually more from it. I wanted it to be more of something which would guide me in every, like, give me more of guiding tips. If I get stuck, what do I do in the exam? Okay, so I thought that this course was lacking in that. It did not guide me too much. It was like, say for example, a soft tissue class. It was just about all the soft tissue entities in the book, right? I did not want that. I don't want to listen to all the entities. I can go and read that in the book, right? I do not want that. So maybe that section I did not like too much. So there was some lectures which were very good, there were some which were not that great. But overall it was good and was worth it because it wasn't too expensive. It was just, I think, 200 pounds or something, which was fine. Other course that I did is was Pathology Online Hub. Again, this was something which is available online, and they do courses throughout the year. I'm sure you guys know about it. I also did a course of this one for part one. Which was good. And again, for grossing and OSPE, I did their classes. They have half a day courses, which was again not too expensive. I think 60 pounds or something, and they are good. They give you an overall idea of things. They let you speak, they let you talk. If you have any questions or doubts in mind, if you want to practice, say for in the grossing class, you could, you could take examples, and you could just, try giving answers and describing specimens, and then they will correct you and things like that. So I think overall it was useful. Again, I just want to clear that I am not endorsing these, and I am not telling you to you have to do these to clear your exam or anything. I am just sharing my experience that I did these courses. Okay, now which course you want to do, it again depends on what you are weak in. If you want an idea of OSPE or anything, or grossing, or you have no idea of doing it, then you should go for it. Okay, if you have no idea of something, I think you can go for it. Say for example, if you have, you really are confused regarding your cytology, go for a cytology course. It will really help you. If you are really confused with everything, then you can go for these comprehensive courses like the Nottingham one. So if you are stuck in, say, one section, then you can go for the Pathology Online Hub kind of courses, right? So it depends on what is your particular interest and what your doubts are, where you feel you are lacking. Accordingly choose a course, and the time of course will depend on that, where you are settled, or where you want to go and see it, because if it's a physical one, you will have to go every day and go do it. So and it goes on for 2 weeks, so it's not something which is for some days. Okay, you will have to consider everything, going there, coming back, staying or something like that. So those things you have to keep in mind, and accordingly decide. Now, according to me, when should you do it? Ideally, it should be at least 1 month before the exam. So you want to have everything done before the exam, 1 month at least, so that in the last 1 month you're not getting disturbed with these things. Okay, the last 1 month is only for you and your notes. Okay, and now whatever you want to prepare, however you want to do it, nobody else is coming in speaking in your ears. Okay, that's what I would suggest. Now, how to know the best way to prepare for the exam? How would you know which way should I prepare? Now, you can choose what you want to do, right? But the best way is to follow the tried and tested method. For example, if somebody has given the exam and they're telling you, you have to do this for the exam, or the examiner is going to do and this, and do not try to become over smart and um, try to experience things. Okay, do experiments and try to do something different. For example, everybody says to write down IHC tables. Okay, now I know that you will think, okay, I can do it another way or something, whatever, but this is a tried and tested method. Please do it and see the results, right? Do not try to waste time on devising your own methods or anything like that, or making it in a different way or anything like that. What people are saying is correct. Yes, you have to make a table, you have to do it, and you will get marks, right? So there are some methods which are tried and tested. You have to find that out, and you have to do it, and you will be good, you will be fine. Now, studying smart and not harder is the key. So you maybe again, like, you have to find out from other people what they have been suggesting, who have already done it, and they will you will and then you have to pick up those things, and then give your time. Yes, but when you're giving your time, you're studying smartly, not hardly. Only hardly is not the key, right? But if you want to do anything else on your own, yes, you're allowed to do that. Is it important that I do a clinical attachment? Now, this is something which is important, yes, if you get it. It is going to be very, very helpful, because you will get used to a lot of things. Maybe the case, what kind of cases, and slides, and the quality of the slides, and a lot of things. But getting it is really difficult. It is not easy. If you can manage to get a clinical attachment, it's the best, right? But it will be difficult to arrange that. Now, just to conclude, if I didn't say it any of these already, I just want to repeat that take sufficient time to prepare. You are not in a rush. It's an expensive exam. You should not be wasting your money, and you will need time to prepare for it. Take it after clearing your part one. Many people want to rush and give you a part two for the next sitting, right? Do not do that. Take 1 year and prepare for it and properly, and then give your exam. Yes, you would want to join groups on WhatsApp and Telegram, especially. There are a lot of groups, and they share useful, good content, and make use of those. right? Those discussions help, those cases help, they help a lot. Prepare notes for each section for quick revision, make notes for each of them, and you can revise them whenever you get a break, even during your exams. If you're that kind of a person who revises notes till the end, it will really help you a lot, and especially in the last 10-14 days, it's going to help you a lot. So prepare whatever you're studying, keep preparing notes. Yes, it will go into hundreds of pages, but it's going to help you, it's going to help you a lot. Listen to lectures, but do not get lost. Now, yes, there are lots and lots and lots of lectures available, and there's too much material. Actually, there is just too much material available on the internet and everywhere around you, in the form of ebooks, in the form of lectures, in the form of a lot of things. But do not get lost. Try to concentrate on things which you are not so good at and you want to improve yourself in, right? Give more time to those things, give more time to those lectures. So when two or three people, when you're listening to two or three speakers, then each one of them will give a new perspective, and then your doubts will be cleared. Okay, so that is justifiable. But just seeing anything and all the thing, and if you want to do everything, it's not possible, and it will not actually help you. Do not take any part of the exam for granted, even if it's grossing. Practice for it, even if it is OSPI 1 or OSPI 2 or whatever it is. Practice, 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 because do not take any part of the exam for granted. You have to pass each and every section to clear the entire exam. Again, if I said this already too many times, try to give some mock exams. Now, if you have a paid version of it, like if somebody is organizing it, yes, take part in that. If they are not organizing it, do it on your own. All right, ask somebody to pick it, ask somebody, yeah, to pick those cases for you, and give it off in a timed manner, right? Remember, it is difficult, but it is not impossible to clear. Yes, there'll be times when you will lose hope, you will lose the motivation, but just take yourself back in time and remind yourself that you have come so far, and remind yourself and give yourself some time. You might need some breaks here and there, but yes, you can do it. For myself, I I was not in the condition. I mean, I was just not prepared mentally to give the exam the second time, and yet I cleared it. Okay, so you never know. You will not know till the end if you are fully prepared or not. You will think that I am not good at it. And especially if you do not clear the exam in the first go, it really demotivates you a lot. But it is not impossible, and do not lose heart. Yes, you can clear it. Okay, all of us can do it. So all the best to all of you, and thank you for listening to me. And I really hope that it has helped you. With this, I do want to acknowledge. For my exam, for my results, I do want to acknowledge God, because I really think that without His help and mercy, it was not possible. Of course, I want to give the credit to my husband, Sohail's constant support and encouragement. And like I just said, that I was not in the mind to give my exam the second time, but he was the one who believed in me, and he actually pushed me to give this exam. Okay, and I hated him for that at that moment, but now I really think that was the best decision that I took. Okay, so you sometimes you need to be pushed, you need to be encouraged, and really I am so very thankful to my family also, and to my dear friends, Dr. Chaitra and Dr. Lavanya. I really want to thank them for constantly listening to me and helping me and supporting me. All right, and also a big shout out to all my offline teachers of pathology throughout my all my years, Dr. Chennai, Dr. Rajesh, Dr. Vani, Dr. Veena, and all the colleagues. To my supervisor when I got a clinical attachment here in Swansea, Dr. Nasima Tafazal, it was not possible without your help and guidance. Really, she helped me a lot. And my colleagues, especially Dr. Anne Mary, during my attachment here again in Swansea. All the online teachers, what great job these guys have done. Dr. Gerard Gardner, all of us are really, you have to be thankful to him. Dr. Ali, I told you, I mentioned his name quite a few times to you people. Dr. Kurt and Dr. Matthew, for the molecular guy, I told you, Dr. Kurt, of course, you all know his notes. They have put out great content, and they have put it out for free. Really, really so thankful to you guys. You guys will never know that we benefited. We were your students, but we know you people, and you guys are really the best. Now the entire TMH faculty for the Telegram channel, and amazing lectures. Without them, without these lectures, they really have, even after so many years in pathology, there are so many things which are still to be learned, and really have learned so much from them. Never consider yourself, I mean, I always consider yourself as a student. Okay, always be studying and learning, and that's really the way to grow. And thank you so much, the entire TMH faculty and the channel, for teaching us, okay, and taking out the time, and it means a lot to us. So these are the people who are, especially Rajan and Dr. Gupta, the liver and the kidney guys. They have really helped me clear this exam. So all of these, they deserve, they had a place in a role to play for me to clear my exam. So really want to thank all of them. And with that, I would like to thank you again. And yeah, that's where I stay. This is the city of Swansea in Wales. It's a beautiful city. Yeah. And this city gave me the chance actually to get a clinical attachment here in Swansea Hospital, Swansea Bay Hospital. I mean, in Singleton Hospital, the University Health Board, and I think all of them together, they helped me clear my exam. So thank you again, and I will see you guys with another video if I make one regarding the exam. And please, if when I gave my exam, and I went to my teacher, my the supervisor, when I was doing my clinical attachment, and I told her a lot of thanks, and of course I was really grateful to her, Dr. Nasima, and she told me, that no, you don't have to thank me, just do it for someone else, right? I She helped me, and in return she told me to help anybody else. And really, all these videos, all these series are actually tribute to her, because I this is what I thought, uh, this is how I can help others. Because yes, somebody helped me when I wanted it, and now I am helping you guys when you guys want it. So just I would ask the same from you people. If you think that these videos are helping you or has helped you, just do the same with others. There will be people, when you clear your exam, there will be people who will want help from you, they'll want guidance from you. Help them out. And even with this video, if you think it is worth sharing or worth letting anybody know who is in need, please do that, okay? Just help. If we start helping each other, it's going to really improve the world, right? Thank you so much again, and I'll see you guys again. Thank you. Bye bye. Have a good day.